बसून जा.
Good afternoon, students. Good afternoon, students.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay, it means I am audible to all of you. Yesterday we have seen this structuring the data, computations and programs. This part yesterday we have seen started. So in this types, yesterday we have seen data types. While writing any program in any language, while writing the any program in any language, always we are using, always we are defining the data types. Whatever we are using the data types in the program, first of all we are defining all the data types, whether it is an integer or the floating point or the double or the boolean or the character or anything. While writing the program, we are defining the data types which we are using in the program. So yesterday we have seen the numeric types that is integer, floating, decimal, uh, boolean types, character type. Uh, Such all types, different types of the data types. Yesterday we discussed in the lecture. Now uh, there are different three different types of this actual data types. Third one is the user defined data types. This primary data type we have seen discussed yesterday. C++ data types, Java data types. This much part yesterday we have seen. And for each data type, what is the size, default size? If a boolean is there, if boolean is there, its default size is 1 byte. If character is there, its default size is 2 byte. And its default value is also mentioned here. Yeah. Data type, its default value and its default size. By default, its size is it is fixed. By default, its value is fixed. Now, if we consider float as the data type, then its default value is defined. Its default size is also defined. For different data types, different default values are there, as well as default sizes are there. It may be 1 bit, 2 byte, 1 byte, 2 byte, 4 byte, 8 byte, etc. Now, boxing and unboxing of primitive types. Now, boxing and unboxing of primitive types. The process of encapsulating primitive values within the wrapper type is called the boxing. The process of encapsulating primitive value within the working type is called boxing. On the other hand, primitive values from the wrapper type is called unboxing. Java compiler does auto boxing and auto unboxing whenever it is required automatically. Whenever it is required automatically. Uh, where auto boxing is conversion of a primitive to reference type, whether it is the object of corresponding proper class. Example is also mentioned here. One of the example int to integer. Int to integer. Auto unboxing is conversion of a reference type. Object of a proper class to primitive. Or proper class to primitive. This means the conversion of integer to int to integer and integer to int. That is the proper types. That is the reference types provided in Java are Java for corresponding primitive types. And here different types it is mentioned: boolean, byte, character, short, int, long, float, double, like this. This table shows the byte, character, short, int, long, float, double, boolean. And from this byte or the character, from short, from int, from long, from float, from double, from boolean. This is the table. Character. This is the table. Now next is the character string types. Character string types. The most important design issues that are specific to character string types are the following. One is the should string be simple, a special kind of character array or a primitive type. Should string be simply a special kind of character array or a primitive type. Or second is the should strings have static or dynamic length. Static or dynamic length means static length string and dynamic length string. Now, what is the static length string and what is the dynamic length string? Now, static length string is that the length that can be static, the length that can be static and set when the string is created. When the string is created. This is the case of the string of Python. I hope all of you have learned this Python before this. This is the choice of strings of Python. Two immutable objects of Java string class as well as similar classes in the C++ standard class library. All of you learned this also. What are the C++ standard class libraries are there? Now, this is the static length string. Static length string is that that can be a static one. Length that can be a static. And set when the string is created. And dynamic length string. Length string which is used to allow string to have varying length up to a declared and fixed maximum set by the variable's definition. As exemplified by the strings in C and C style strings of C++. Such string variables can store any number of characters between 0 and the maximum. This is what the static length string and dynamic length string. The strings in C as a special character. The strings in C as a special character to indicate the end of the string's character rather than the maintaining the string length. In C language, it is a special character to end the to indicate the end of the string's character rather than the maintaining the string length. Dynamic length strings. Strings which is used to allow strings to have varying length with no maximum as in JavaScript, in Perl and the standard C++ library. It requires the overhead of dynamic storage allocation and deallocation, but provides maximum flexibility. Now, this is all what we are learning the Java programming. It is all related to the Java programming. Now, in JavaScript, this is the in JavaScript. In Java, string is basically an object that represents sequence of character values. In Java, string is basically an object that represents a sequence of character values. An array of characters works same as JavaScript. An array of characters works same as JavaScript. For example, now this character CHAR in curly brace it is defined JAVAT POINT Java T point. These are the characters. An array. This is an array. Character array. An array of characters works same as JavaScript. Works same as JavaScript. Java T point. JAVAT POINT. This is the character it is mentioned. It is one of the example. Now next, like string S is equal to new string CH is the same as next string S is equal to Java T point. Now here it is mentioned here. Character yes, what is yes? It's a new string. And what is the string? It's a character. Now string yes, here it is the string yes. Right, now is string yes. What is this string yes? Now it is the character. What is this character? Character is the Java T point. This is the Java T point. This is the string. Java string class provides a lot of methods to perform operations on strings. Java string class provides a lot of methods to perform operations on strings. A lot of operations on strings it provides, such as what are those? Compare is there, concat is there, equals is there, split is there, length is there, replace is there, compare to is there, inter is there, substring is there, etc. These are the Java string class provides a lot of method to perform operations on string. This is a string. Now here in this example, Java T point is a string here. But what are the operations can be carried out on this string? Compare, concat, equals, split, length, replace, compare to, inter, and substring. Now, what is string in Java? Generally, string is a sequence of characters. This is the Java T point. This is the sequence of characters. This is the sequence of characters. Generally, string is a sequence of characters. But in Java, string is an object that represents a sequence of characters. But in Java, string is an object. String is an object that represents a sequence of characters. The Java.lang.string class is used to create a string object. This Java.lang.string class is used to create a string object. Now, how to create a string object? There are two ways to create string object. One is the by string like a literal, and second one is the way by new keyword. How to create the string object? How to create the string object? There are two ways. One is by string literal, and second is the by string by new keywords. Now, what is string literal? Now, Java string literal is created by using double quotes. How we create this Java string literal in Java? Java string literal is created by using double quotes. For example, here it is the example. Here it is shown. String yes is equal to in double quotation mark welcome. It is this string, this object is defined in double quotation mark. This is Java string literal is created by using the double quotes. Here it is the double quotes are. Now, each time you create a string literal, each time you create a string literal, the Java Virtual Machine JVM checks the string constant pole first. If the string already exists in the pole, if the string is already exists in the pole, a reference to the pole instance is returned. If the string does not exist in the pole, a new string instance is created and placed in the pole. Now see here in the example it is shown. String S1 is equal to in double quotation mark welcome it is defined. String S1. What is string S1? It is the welcome. What is string S2? It is also welcome. Right here. Now it does not create a new instance. This is an array. S1 is there, S2 is there. This is the stack. In stack S1 is there, S2 is there. Now here you see a welcome is there. S1 string S1 welcome is there. String S2 welcome is there. This is the string constant pole. Here it is shown. This is the string constant pole. So this is the first way. This is the first way to create a string object by string literal. How it is created? It is created by using the double quotes. It is created using the double quotes. Here string S1 in double quotes welcome. String S2 it is in double quotes welcome. In this example, only one object is created. Which one is that? This welcome is there. Firstly, JVM, Java Virtual Machine, will not find any string object with the value welcome in the string constant pole. And that is why it will create a new object. After that, it will find the string with the values welcome in the pole. First of all, what it will check? It will check one object. It will check JVM, Java Virtual Machine, will not find any string object in the value with the value welcome in the string constant pole. And that is why it will create. It is not, welcome is not there, and that is why it will create a new object. What is that new object? That new object is the welcome. After that, it will find the string with the value welcome in the pole. This is the string constant pole. It is now created the string welcome. It will not create a new object, but will remain the reference to the same instance. But it will return the reference. It will return the reference to the same instance. And second way is that by new keyword. By new keyword. What is how to define this? String yes is equal to new string in double quotation mark welcome. This double quote flash, this indicates the comment on that statement. What is this statement? Creates two objects and one reference variable. Creates two objects and one reference variable. String yes is equal to new string welcome. In such case, Java Virtual Machine JVM will create a new string. JVM will create a new string object in normal, non-pole heap memory, and the welcome will be placed in the string constant code. The variable yes, this yes is string, yes is the variable. The variable yes will be referred to the object in a heap, that is in non. See here one example is given. This is the public class string example or public static void main. Already what is public, what is static, what is void, what is main, already you learned all this before in before uh, this in first semester or in first year. Uh, String S1 is equal to Java. It is mentioned in the double quotation mark. What is this step? String S1. What is this? Creating string by a Java string it. If it is defined in double quotation mark that string, it means the Java string it. Now character is there, CH. Character CH is the strings. STRINGS. Each character is mentioned in the single quotation marks. It is a string character. Strings. And now S2. Here it is the string S1. Here it is the string S2. Next is the string S3. Now string S2. What is this string S2? It's a new string character. It is a new string character. Here it is defined the string S1 Java. It is the Java string later. Next, after that we define this character CHR. This is the character CHR. It is defined as the strings. What is the character? Character is the strings. Now S2 string S2. What is string S2? It is the new string character. Here it is the character and here string S2 is the new string character. Converting character array to string. Converting character array to string. This is the S2. Now what is S3? String S3. String S3 is again a new string. Example. Creating Java string by new keyword. Here creating Java string by new keyword. What is that new keyword? That is an example. This is the new keyword. Creating Java string. Creating Java string. This is the new string. Is the new Java string by a new keyword. What is that keyword? Example is the keyword. What is the keyword here? Java is the keyword. So in string S3 is equal to new string. This is defined a new string. And what is that keyword? What is that keyword? That is an example. Creating Java string by the new keyword. Now system.out.println S1, system.out .println S2, system.out.println S3. And here close the here it is open, here it is closed. Braces. System.out.println S1. What it will print? Any one of you?
Java, sir.
Oh, perfectly correct. What next? System.out.println S2.
Strings.
Strings. Perfectly correct. Next, system.out.println S3.
Example.
Perfectly correct. Here it is mentioned. What is S1? S1 is the Java. What is S2? S2 is the new string character. What is that character? Before this it is defined. Character is the string. That is why system.out.println it will print the string. What is print system.out.println is 3? What is this is 3? S3 is the new string, that is the example. So it will print the example. Your all answers are correct. It means all of you are getting this. Now, next is the part user-defined ordinal types. User-defined ordinal types. An ordinal type is one in which the range of possible values can easily associated with the set of positive integers. An ordinal type is one in which the range of possible values. An ordinal type is one in which the range of possible values can be easily associated with the set of positive integers. There are such two common kinds. One is the enumeration type, second is the sub-range types. Two common kinds are there, enumeration types or the sub-range types. Now one by one we will see. Enumeration types. The user enumerates all the possible values. The user enumerates all the possible values which are symbolic constants. Now, design issue. Should a symbolic constant be allowed to be in more than one type definition? Should be a symbolic constant. Here, which are symbolic constants? The enumeration types, the user enumerates all the possible values which are symbolic constants. Now, should a symbolic constant be allowed to be in more than one type definition? For example, in Pascal programming, in Ada programming, in C++ programming, in Java. Example, Pascal cannot reuse constants. In Pascal language, cannot reuse constants. They can be used for array subscripts. For variables, case selectors, no input or output can be compared. This is in Pascal language. Now in Ada language, constants can be reused. Overloaded literals. Constants can be reused. Can be used in the Pascal input output support. This can be used in Pascal. Now in C or C++, like Pascal, except they can be input and output as integers. In C and C++, like Pascal, except they can be input or output as integers. Java does not include an enumeration type. This enumeration type Java does not include. But whereas in the case of other languages, in C, C++, Ada, Pascal, they use the enumeration types. But Java programming does not include an enumeration type. This is the one type of kind. This is the one common kind. Second common kind is the sub-range types. This is the sub-range types. Second one is sub-range types. An ordered contiguous subsequence of another ordinal type. Sub-range type is an ordered contiguous subsequence of another ordinal type. Design issue of how can they be used? See in the example. In Pascal, sub-range types. This is the sub-range types behave as their parent types. Sub-range types behave as their parent types. Can be used as for the variables as well as the array. This can be used as for the variables as well as for the array. In ADA, subtype of in ADA programming language, subtype are not new types. Subtypes are not new types, just constrained existing types. So they are compactable. In ADA programming language, subtypes are not new types, just constrained new existing types. Can be used in Pascal, can be used in Pascal plus case statement. Subtype, it is this example is given here. Subtype QoS type is integer range 0, integer last. Like in this way, we define the subtype in the programming language. Now, implementation of user-defined ordinal types. Implementation of user-defined ordinal types. Enumeration types are implemented as integers. Implementation of user-defined ordinal types. User-defined. Who are going to define this? User are going to define this. Enumeration types are implemented as integers. Enumeration types are implemented as integers. Subrange types are the parent types. Code may be inserted by the compiler to restrict the assignments to subrange variables. Code may be inserted. Who inserted this compiler? What is the compiler? Any one of you? What is the compiler? Any one of you? Let's use this compiler. So what is the compiler? Any one of you? Yes, no. Abhishek Taure? Abhishek. अभिषेक तावरेला विचारलं की तो मीटिंगच लेफ्ट केला. This should not happen. If you don't know, just say to me, sir, I don't know. I will explain it. To leave the meeting, this is not the solution on that. If you don't know, say, yes, sir, I don't know. If you don't, I will explain it. Now am I Properly audible? तर माझा आवाज येतोय का तुमच्यापर्यंत व्यवस्थित? योगेश, am I audible properly? Am I audible properly? Aditya Sheikh, Adil Sheikh, yes. Thank you, Pranjal. Now the question is this: what is the this is the compiler. Here it is the word we are using compiler. What is this compiler? Sub-range types are present. Are parent types code may be inserted by the compiler. What is this compiler? This is the question.
Sir,
Any one of
it
you?
converts the programs to machine.
Yes.
Sir, it converts programs to machine language, which will be understood by computer.
Yes. It's perfectly correct. This compiler converts the program written in high level language into the machine level language. That is in the machine code. That is in the object code, which machine can understand. It is in the binary form in terms of zeros and ones. Like such simple definition is there of the compiler. Most of the times till now you have used this compiler for execution of your program either in C or C++ or in the one. For each and every programming languages, its compiler is different. One more question. Up till now, how many programming languages you learned? You learned this C, you learned this C++, you learned this Java, or you learned this Python. Am I right? Am I right? Yes, no. Have you learned all these programming languages? C or C++ or Java or Python?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So how many languages you learned? 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. Simple question. How many programming languages till now you learned? 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, like this. Simple question it is. किती? 1, 2, 3 किंवा 4 असं सांगायचं आहे. My simple question is that how many learned? 3. Yes, Pranjal Varse, thank you. These 3 languages you learned. Now you mention, just you mention those 3 programming languages. Yes, Bhavesh. Good, very good. You learn 5 different programming languages. You just 2, 3 languages only. Only 2, 3 languages. Name its name. C, C++, Java, Python, like this. Its names. Just you mention the name. Yes. Thank you, Abhishek. You mentioned C, C++, and JavaScript, Java. Okay. Now, for in these programming languages, in C, in C++, in Java, while compiling the program, all of you must use this compiler. No doubt in this. All of you have used this. Can the program written in C++ can we compile in the C programming language? This is the question. The programs written in C++ can we compile in the C program, C compiler? Either yes or no. Like this answer is expected.
No, sir.
No. Now the question arises why. If your answer why is correct, then your all concepts are clear. No is the correct answer. Now the question is why. Why we cannot compile the programs written in C++ in C compiler? Okay, before that, one more question. The programs written in C++ cannot compile in the C. This is the its answer is no is the correct answer. Now the next question is this: can we compile the programs written in Java in C++? Either yes or no. Can we compile the programs written in Java? Can we compile in C++? Compiler. Either yes or no. No. No is the correct answer. No is the correct answer. Now, two statements. C++ program written in C++, we cannot compile in C. This is one. It's no. The program written in Java, we cannot compile in C++ compiler. That is also no. This is also correct answer. And why? Now the question is why? Why we cannot compile C++ program in C and Java program in C++ compiler? For C, a compiler is there. For C++, a compiler is there. For Java, a compiler is there. For all these programming languages, we are using the compiler. Then, if we are using the compiler, then why we cannot compile the program written in one language into the other programming language compiler? We are using the compiler in all these in different programming languages. सी मध्ये कंपायलर वापरतो, C++ मध्ये कंपायलर वापरतो, जावा मध्ये कंपायलर वापरतो. मग सगळ्यांमध्येच कंपायलर वापरतोय ना आपण. मग जर कंपायलर वापरतोच आहे तर मग इथला मग प्रोग्राम तिकडे कंपाईल का होत नाही किंवा का करू शकत नाही आपण? इतकं म्हणजे दिस इज द माय क्वेश्चन. एनी वन ऑफ यू. If you don't know the answer, no, say me no. Coding format is different for different languages. Coding format is different for different languages. It's a perfect answer. In C, a character A is there. Suppose a character A is there. Gayatri, you are right. You are correct. In character A is there. Suppose it's a conversion in C compiler. Its code is different. Suppose it's one code. The character defined A in C++, its conversion code is different in C++. The same thing in Java also. A character A, uppercase letter A or the lowercase letter A, it's a conversion in the compiler. In a different programming languages, it is different. So that is why we cannot use, even if all these are the compilers. C for C a compiler is there, C++ compiler is there, Java is a compiler is there. For all these different languages, different compilers are there. C has its own compiler. C++ has its own compiler. Java has its own compiler. All these programming languages have its own compiler. That is why we cannot use the compiler of one programming language to the another programming language while executing the programs, because its code conversion is different for each and every languages. Now clear this, all of you? Clear this, all of you? Yes, no, just you send me the message. I am reading on the desktop. Yes, Gayatri, Evangi, thank you. You clear this. Okay, now here in implementation of user ordinal types here till this onward, this part we will discuss in the tomorrow lecture. Now it's 1:41. We will discuss this part in the tomorrow lecture. Anybody want to ask me any question? Anybody want to ask me any question? If yes, ask me. If you don't have any question, send me the message. No, sir. The question may be related to the subject, or maybe our class problem, or maybe any personal. Frankly, you communicate with me. I am your subject teacher as well as your best friend. Anybody want to ask me any question? Say either yes, no, just send me the message. No, sir. Can I end the session here now?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Now here, thank you, Chetan. Session EMM, we will start in the tomorrow's lecture. Thank you very much, dear students.
सर्वदा 24 घंटे के बाद आ गए हैं। सर्वदा 24 घंटे के बाद आ गए हैं। आई तुझा फोन आज तू घेणार आहे का? तू घेणार आहे का? तू घेणार आहे का? सरकार डोक्यावर वाज मारली वाला. तू घेणार आहे का? तुमच्या नावाने बोंब मारणार. घेणार आहे का? नाही घेणार का? मला काय नाही, मला चालतंय. तात्पुरता चला घेणार तो मिला प्याल तो टेकी आए पत्तपन का प्याल पुलक नहीं जनाले तो मिला प्याल बस मन बस
Goodbye.